Good day. ARMA is very pleased to bring you a series of interviews with some of the presenters at the ARMA InfoCon 2019. This year, we've reimagined the conference from the ground up to help you strategically protect and extract value from your organization's information, an event that is both distinctly ARMA and incredibly modern. I'm Charlene Cunniffe, an information governance consultant with a background in biotech, academia, law, and government. I'm one of the volunteers working with ARMA to help put on this year's conference, and I have the honor of interviewing Louis S. Eisen from Perfect Policies, one of the top leaders in the information profession. Louis S. Eisen combines several years practicing law with 15 years of business consulting and 16 years experience in information management in the Government of Canada. He is the author of the book, How to Write Rules That People Want to Follow, a guide to respectful policies and directives. Louis, thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. I appreciate your willingness to answer a few questions about yourself and your work for our ARMA audience. Why do you think you were chosen to share your knowledge at ARMA InfoCon 2019?
Well, thank you, Charlene. I think the reason that this session appealed to them was because policies, information management policy is such an important topic for many people, and it's very neglected in the training area. Very hard to find training on this. And, you know, all the years I went to the information management conferences, I don't think there was maybe one session on policies the entire time.
So what makes this topic so important?
Well, aside from the content and getting the writing of the policies correct, it's a very personal topic to many people, many IM professionals. It's part of their identity in the organization. And many of them, people want to leave a legacy, and making a modification to a policy or importing a new policy, this has a very personal value to people. It's a way that they can leave their mark in the organization.
Great, great. Yes, I know. As someone who's had a long career also, it is very important to be that kind of adaptable. Louis, you've been in this profession in several capacities over your career. What would you tell an aspiring young person who's trying to prepare for a job and potentially a career in the information profession today? Perhaps you have some advice on the skills to develop?
Yeah, I have some advice. I'd like to think there are a lot more people who are more knowledgeable about this, but from my experience, I would say that the multidisciplinary approach is definitely the way to go. You have to bring to the table more than your own area. As we move into a matrix project management situation, every time we have a project, information management wants a seat at the table. You've experienced that, I'm sure.
That is true for all of us. We would love a better seat at the table. So how is this?
Go
ahead, Louis.
Sorry, if I can finish there. So in the past, I think there's been a lot of inflexibility about the subject matter we bring. So we have records people who didn't learn the technology. We have archivists who disconnected from the record-keeping part of the life cycle, or librarians who would curate the materials that they procured but did not help any business areas curate their own research. And all of us, I think, traditionally ignored the information aspects of data. But if we're going to survive as a profession, we need to be able to bridge multiple areas. There's nothing wrong with specialization as long as you have a generalist background when you go in.
Good thoughts. I'm sure your clients do benefit from that ability on your part. So how, just kind of switching the topic here, we're records managers now, information governors. How has that shift to information governance benefited your clients' organizations?
Well, as the organization moves to work in a matrix environment, information government helps IM people, helps the organization as a whole look at IM more holistically. So in many cases, I think IM started sort of as a connected but off area of the organization off to the side, and then tried to move to becoming an integrated part of the larger picture. But information government moves that one step further. It moves information management to being an interlaced area with the organization, because the broad approach of governance weaves IM into the fabric of the organization's operations. And the impact on policy writing is that IM policies need to be drafted in collaboration with partner groups. And I'm not just talking traditional partner groups like IT and security, but the organization's newer support partner groups like internal audit and communications and marketing and change management and project management and all these other groups. So our broadening of the scope of what we do is helping us support that holistic view.
Great. So we have ARMA InfoCon 2019 in October, and you've got a session there. Would you please elaborate on the topic you're speaking on, and what do you think people will take away from that session?
Well, the session, yeah, it's called Improving Employee Buy-in to IM Policies. And it's an area of buy-in is always a concern of IM people. It's complaint we've heard for a long time that we don't have as much clout as we'd like. But I'm going to talk in that session about some aspects of policy writing that maybe discourage buy-in from the way we've been doing it and offer some new perspective on the roles of policies in the organization.
Great. I'm looking forward to that. So, Louis, thank you so much for taking the time to share with me and with our ARMA community. And I hope everyone will enjoy your take on the perfect policies world when we get to ARMA InfoCon in Nashville in October.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Louis Eisen of Perfect Policies will be presenting as part of the ARMA InfoCon 2019. Learn more or register at https://www.arma.org/infocon.